A very warm welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're just in time to catch us here on 3T TV, Thika's #1 online news channel where we are telling the Thika story as it is. My name is Juliet Modoni and today we are coming to you on location from Edgewood Country Place, which is located in Maboromoko, that is off Gatanga Road. It is your one-stop shop for a photo shoot, a video shoot. Better yet, you can host guests for a reception, a wedding reception, a graduation party, and on a Sunday, you can bring your family for a family fun day. Be sure to check them out. So today we have an amazing guest on set who is a Rotaractor and is a past president of the Rotary Club of Thika. He has an amazing story. He is a cancer warrior and he is going to give us his story and his journey. We hope that by the end of this program, we will have encouraged somebody who is back at home and is struggling with a thing or two. And I hope that we will also give you a good reason to subscribe. So let's dive right into the conversation. Habari yako?
Nzuri sana.
Habari ya leo?
Nzuri.
Thank you so much for finding time to talk to us.
Okay.
So there's somebody who is watching for the first time.
Okay.
Ningetaka you tell us who you are. Majina yako tafadhali.
My name is John Mwangi Njeri. Njeri is my mom.
Okay.
Born and raised up in Kiambu County, but I was born in Thika, somewhere Kiandutu slums, but raised up in Gatondo North, where I grew up until my college. That is when I came back.
Okay, where did you go to primary school?
This is actually a mixed feeling because I've gone to more than 5 primary schools within Thika. One I started in Garissa Road Primary. I went to Kianjao. Then I went to Maishago, where I joined an academy. After that, I went to Ngedo Waterworks. And then finally, I finished off at Thika Primary.
Class 8, that is?
Yeah.
Wow. And why the moving back and forth?
Growing up, like I said, I grew up in a slum. And growing up back then, there used to be a lot of controversies in terms of Mongeke and everything. The Saba by then was really a hit in terms of Kiandutu slums. So my mom really feared I might turn out to be something else rather than what she wanted. So she felt she needed to give me an atmosphere to grow up and be a normal kid like any other kid. Yeah.
So she didn't want you to grow up in the slum?
Yeah. No, for a fact, I don't think it was being a fact that it's a slum. It's what was happening in the slum that was really a controversy for her. Yeah.
Now, how many are you in your family?
We are just 2.
Okay.
Me and my brother.
You're the firstborn?
No, I'm the lastborn.
You are? And tell us about how it was growing up with your mom.
The funniest thing is me and my brother have a difference of 13 years. So I never had a chance to see him grow up. But he saw me grow up. And the other bit was back then when he was a young boy, we used to be very rich. But when I was growing up, things changed. And for me, it taught me a lot because the wave came when I was still young. My dad left when I was on class 7. From there, I had now to survive with my mom.
So you grow up with your dad and your mom, then kufika class 7, buda kajikata. And what was your mom doing to survive?
Back then she used to be a housewife. Alikuwa nikaa tu kwa nyumba, kuletewa and everything. Now, when dad left, everything changed. And being in Kiandutu slums, you have to make sure you survive. So my mom alianza every beat alianza first na nguo za mtumba, naendea Gikomba, tunazunguka. It didn't work out very well. So akaanza intervention za kuuza pombe pole pole. Yes, and little did we know we would become like one of the most famous name. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, akiuza pombe. And how hiyo ilikuwa affect aje ukiona madhi akifanya hizo job?
Okay, the worst part was for her, she didn't allow me to ever be part of the alcohol brew that she was doing. She actually avoided as much as possible mimi kufanya anything.
Okay.
So most of the times hata ningejipata tu nimeenda, aniambia tu we enda kakae kwa nyumba. And she would always insist, I don't want this kind of life for you. I'm just doing it to give you a better future. So most of the cases ile ilikuwa inaniuma most of the time is because pia yeye alikuwa ameanza kunywanga pia.
Okay.
So it was hard, but I would understand why she is doing it. And being a single mom back then and trying to survive in a ghetto, it was hard for her.
Yes.
So I felt it's okay. I would have loved to judge her or curse her out of everything, but nili feel she's just doing what she feels is best for me. So I don't really have much of a choice.
So basically you grew up as a normal kid, ukafanya class 8, ukaenda form 1 wapi?
So I was actually sikupass very well. I was a very bright student. Lakini vile nilikuja Thika, life changed. Of course, being in Shags, you used kusoma. Nimefika Thika, kila mtoto anaongea Sheng. So I was trying to adjust to my new life. So instead of kusoma sana, nilikuwa nataka pia mimi kufit in. Because hao ni watoto wame grow up in town. You want to be part of what they are doing, but you don't understand. So nilishika 286 marks. So I was called in a high school, a secondary school, I think inaitwa Njaheni. But my grandmother alikuwa na issue ya diabetes. So ikabidi tu nirudi Ocha, tukakae na yeye. Yeah.
So ukaenda kusomea Ocha ama?
Yeah. Form 1 mpaka form 4.
Form 1 mpaka form 4.
Yeah.
But ukamaliza shule?
Nilimaliza, of course.
Sasa tena umerudi Ocha. Life, sasa ilikuwa ni wewe na shosho?
Ilikuwa ni mimi na shosho. My mom now aliachwa town, akitafuta, akijaribu kunipea better future. The worst part is when I went back to Shago, na wao pia walikuwa na feel vile nilikuwa na feel nikiwa town. That niko out of place. Juu sasa nimeanza kuongea Sheng hata tukiwa shule. How I understand. So wana feel ni kama we ni bontao. So unatry hata kuexplainia I'm part of you. It's just nili have kuenda nini town kidogo. But it was okay. Literally I did my very best. I learned a lot because ukiwa Ushago now you have to know like every chore. Lazima ujue kukamua, kuendea dhara na huko kulima.
Wewe ni wakamanga ng'ombe?
Yeah. Sana.
Kiroko?
Nilikuwa nakamuanga. Like nilianza kukamua ng'ombe when I was in class 6. So it was okay for me. Dhara hata nimebeba sana hivi. Kiangalia kichwa yangu hapa juu panakuwa na line.
Ya kubeba dhara. Sasa ukamaliza form 4. Ukaenda wapi?
So after I was done with my form 4, nilishika C+. So of course I had even qualified to go for to a university for a degree, but we couldn't really afford a private degree. So my mama akaniuliza, what would you want to do? Nikamwambia I would love to do a diploma in applied sciences. Okay, I loved biology. It was one of my favorite subjects nikiwa high school. So nilikuwa nataka kufanya something itani help because I really wanted to be a doctor. So I needed to do something that would help me achieve my degree in medicine. So I did applied biology, Thika Technical. Hapo ndo nilisomea for 3 years. And nikamaliza Yes.
Sasa ukiwa bado unasoma ulikuwa unafanya hustle zingine ama how was it?
No, like I said, my mom alikuwa gonna do everything. She avoided me doing literally anything kuhusu Kenya alikuwa nafanya. So most of the time nilikuwa either in school ama kama si yuko shule naenda, there is a club I had joined inaitwa Rotaract Community Service. So that was Saturdays because most of my classes ilikuwa zinaanzaga from 7 to around 2. Nikitoka 2 classes naingia kusoma na mabeshte mpaka around 5 naenda home.
So ukamaliza teki.
Yeah.
Ukaenda wapi?
Okay. So vile nilimaliza teki, by then of course mkiuza pombe mnasumbuliwa sana na askari. So tulikuwa my mama nasumbuliwa every now and then. So by the time nilikuwa namaliza, she wasn't able to pay clear out my last year. So I never got the certificates. So without certificates, of course you couldn't apply anything. So tuliingia tu Thika, tukaanza kuwork na inaitwa aje, slum upgrading with NYS. That is where nearly work most of like 2 years before I was able to get my certificate back. Then after that nika decide kuweka ka movie shop tao. So nikaeka hapo opposite Family Bank. Though ilikuwa idea ya one of my friends, alikuja tu akaniuliza what would you love to do. Nikamwambia I would love to put up a movie shop. So akaniuliza like how much do we need. Nikamwambia about 200,000. Imagine alienda akakam nayo. So tukaeka movie shop, though ilikuwa yake, but she had entrusted me with everything. So nikakaa hapo, afterwards yaka feel she no longer wants to be part of the movie shop. Akaniambia nataka kufunga. So mimi na mimi nikapata tu a good Samaritan pia. Akani help, nikaanza tena movie shop.
So ile ingine ikafungwa, sasa ukaanza yako wewe personally. Yeah. And how was that? Uko kwa movie shop wanakuita nani? Wanakujuaje?
JOHNTE tu.
JOHNTE.
I'm John Mwangi, lakini wase wengi sana all over they know me as JOHNTE.
So movies ukauzia for how long?
From 2017 to around 2018. Yes. Hata ilikuwa yes. About 2 years.
Na ilikuwa biashara mzuri?
Good. It was working perfectly. Ndio ilikuwa everything.
Sawa. So ukaendelea na movie shop and then?
So 2017 nilikuwa nakaa home. Tukaletana na madhe, akaniuliza sasa wewe umekuwa mzae, mbona unataka kukaa bado home? Si uende ujitafutie. So hapo ndo nilitoka home, nikaenda nikatafuta hao UTI, nikaanza kuishi huko. 2 months down the line, it happened out that kumbe my mom was sick all along. And I didn't know. So mi naitwa home, naambiwa there is a problem, wewe kuja home. Kurudi home, ndo nilikuja kujua there was something that was happening all along without my knowledge. And being a boy child, my mom was unable to tell me because what was happening was more of a girl issue than a boy's thing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So ukaambiwa madhe hasikii poa, but you were still running. Now you had moved out from home.
Yeah.
So madhe alikuwa naenda hosi ama?
Yeah, alikuwa naendaga Thika level 5, wanamwambia fanye pap smear, inatoka negative because she was bleeding. I understand she was bleeding, akaenda Molumba, it didn't work. So mtu akakuja katu advice, nyinyi endeni muone gynecologist hapa there is this tall building in Thika. Hapo Libya.
Okay.
So tukaona gyna ka advice we do a biopsy.
Okay.
So biopsy ni tutoa sample of her cervix, ipeleko kwa lab. Wajue ni nini issue because she was bleeding na alikuwa amepita menopause. Of course you're not supposed to be bleeding. So hapo ndo tukadu, although alikuwa amekataa sana because alikuwa na the samples, the amount was supposed to be 15,000. So she was like, why this expensive? I can't, sita kubali. So we had to seek even intervention from Shosh, akakubali. We did the biopsy, tukaipeleka Aga Khan. After 2 weeks kuendea results, mi ndo niliendea. Nikaambiwa nisifungue, but out of curiosity nikipeleka level 5, nikaona wacha nifungue nione what's not happening. So mi nimefanya applied biology. So of course nikaona hapo pameandikwa sarcoma. I knew this is cancer. This is cancer. I don't need to be told by anyone. So kuenda tu tukaambiwa tuende Kenyatta, and that is when we were confirmed that it was cervical cancer, the last stage.
So madhi akaanza kuendanga clinics?
So we were told immediately tuende tuanze kwa cancer, tuanze huko. Tukaambiwa tufanye CT scans za kuonyeshana how far the cancer is gone, and we start the treatment. And we started immediately, though it was a bit off guard because her treatment, alikuwa ameacha kulipa NHIF yake vile nili become 18, because she thought it was more of me, ni mimi I need. So she didn't have like any insurance. So her treatment was supposed to be about 5,000 per day. So I'm imagining hata movie shop iko inafanyaje yezi kupea 5,000 per day. So nilikuwa na shindo nitaanza wapi. But luckily this group is under Rotary. They started helping out. Wakanitengenezea mchanga account, which within 1 week tulikuwa tumeraise over 100,000. So we started with the treatment ya radiotherapy. Yes. And that is how sasa hiyo time nilikuwa nampeleka hosi daily. Tunatoka
hosi ni wapi?
Kenyatta. Tunatoka huku around 3 in the morning.
Okay. Tunarudi
3. So most of the times ingefungua shop.
Of course.
Yeah.
But luckily mlikuwa na pesa ya kucover hizo
so
sessions.
The 100,000 was now for her treatment, because she was supposed to go about 25 radiotherapy sessions. Then there were other chemos, and there was something they were calling brachytherapy, where we would go to Nairobi Hospital. So the biggest issue for me ilikuwa throughout that process, because now cervical cancer is where uko na cancer kwa tumbo ya uzazi. So kila time she's bleeding out. So nikienda home, you have to clean out blood.
Yes.
You have to be there for her. Being a caregiver was the harshest thing she happened kwa life yangu. Though ilinifunza a lot, but it's a journey. Every time I recall, inakuwaga too painful.
But we thank God for you, because alikupatia grace ya kuweza kusaidia mom.
True.
I'd like you tueleze sasa, alienda sessions for how long, and ikakuaje eventually?
So 2017 like yote, tulienda, at first it was really hard on her, because kupitia hiyo machine unachomwa, na for her sasa nachomwa across the uterus ndio contain cancer yenyewe. So it was always hard for her. Mnatumia PSV asubuhi, she has mkigonga pothole, it's painful on her. And I can tell you for free, because now I understand her pain. Cancer pains are not, they are extremely painful. So mnaenda na hosi akilia. Saa zingine watu wana complain kwa gari juu mko hapo, she's crying, she's screaming. Kuna time tungefika Kencom, analala hapo juu ya pain. Hauna anything unaweza do, unabidi tu ujiangalilie. But she survived all that through that year. Tukifika September tukaambiwa she's okay, we can now rest up. And from there I thought now life is back to normal. So until January 2020, she started now developing some sort of illness like pneumonia nini. So kutoka hapo ndio tukaanza kumpeleka Thika level 5. By the time I came to understand, tukienda Naidu, one of the doctors akaniambia already the cancer had metastasized, ilikuwa imeenda all the other organs. So we didn't have a choice. I took her back home for palliative care, but she didn't finish a week. March 9th akapass away.
May she rest in peace, and
Amen.
she did a good job to raise you in all the conditions that she did.
True.
And from your story, we can tell that she was trying to protect you
True.
from all the evils that were happening in Islam.
True.
You know, and look at you now. You're a Rotaract. You're doing great things in the Rotary Club.
True.
So now Mathe has rested.
Okay.
Uliendelea na movie shop, busy ya movie shop, ama sasa kulikuaji?
Wow.
Sasa you had moved out from home. Ulikuwa UTI. Kuna hii jani yote ya Mathe. Movie shop ilifungwa, I want to imagine. Please tell us.
So actually nilitafuta msee wa kunishikilia, but the movie shop wasn't really doing well because of hiyo kufungua.
Hauko regular sana.
Ma customer walipotea. By the time I came to understand, already nilikuwa na like 2 months behind rent.
Okay.
Hao jusikuwa most of the time hao yenye nilikuwa naishi UTI like almost 4 months zilikuwa already sijalipa. Juu mimi nilikuwa na concentrate more na shop na Mathe. So hata nilikuwa nisharudi home. So sikuwa hata najali, hata wakifunga sikai huko, unaona. So by the time mom passed away, I only came to realize nilikuwa already like 5 months house sijalipa. Shop iko na 3 months. Shop yenyewe nilikuwa nalipaga 15k. So 3 months, that is 45G. Mwenyewe akaniambia mi sina choice, itabidi sasa ujipange, ujue vile tutalipa hii rent ama we'll have to auction the things. So mi nikashindwa cause now it was too much to take in. Okay, nilikaa hapo like 3 months nikijaribu whatever was left from mom passing away and my friends supporting us, najaribu kuileta kwa shop, bado haipik. So by the time ikakuwa tu ni struggle. So nimejaribu nalipa polepole haiishi. So ikabidi tu shop ifungwe na vitu zikachukuliwa. Akaniambia tu ukipata do utakuja tu nilipe. And that is what I did. I felt baada ya ya kustruggle, nilienda tu nikatafuta tu mzee, nikamuuliza utanipea do ngapi. So mi feel ni kama tu nili-auction vitu zangu. Cause nili have kumpatia na do yenye nita clear nayo shop. Vitu tu zinini. And that is what I did. But for my how nilishindwa kusalvage. So mwenye akaniitia wase, akaniambia tu tuandikanie, niko ready kumlipa by how long. Now without even that shop, how do you even pay up?
Sure.
So I wasn't even able to pay. So vitu zikafungiwa. Mi nilidhani zimeauctioniwa. Juu actually alikuwa ameniambia ata auction. So my certificates, kila kitu ilikuwa kwa hiyo nyumba. Now nyumba imefungwa, shop imefungwa. So where do you go? So me, luckily one of my friends mwenye nilikuwa nimeleta kwa shop anisaidie, akani-host. But tukakaa ikakuwa ni issue. Ikabidi uko tu kwa streets, unaenda kwa huyu msee, leo unakula, una nini. Most of my friends didn't even know this story. Because I never told like anyone. So by January of 2019, I feel I need to go back home. So I went back to my ushago. Siambi watu wananiuliza, na mbona urudi Thika? Nawaambia, mi niko vacation. Until my aunt really insisted. I want to know what is not happening. So nikamwambia tu what happened. So it was hard on her because I used to support them and I'm now jobless. I don't have anything. So nilikaa tu home until a Samaritan came along.
Okay, so ukaambia auntie yako what was happening, wakaelewa that's the reason why hurudi Thika. Then now how were you able to pick up your pieces?
So mi niko tu huko, nimeanza sasa hata kuplan vile nitaanza kulima. One day I get a call. One of our friends in Rotary, her name is Jane. There was a club for high schoolers, tunaitaga Interact, watoto wenye wako high school. So Currency was starting one. Currency secondary school, it's in Karen. So they needed somebody to come and talk about the club, nini, and they know I'm always I love Rotaract with a passion. As in, it's my way of life. So wakaniita tu nikuja niwaongeleshe. So I went alone, akanilipia hadi fare. Mi jioni hapo 5 niko kwa shule, nikaanza kuongeleshea. But I felt, what can I give to these girls ndio wakuwe inspired to do a difference in the community. I felt I needed to share my story with them. So I shared my story. Kumbe somebody was listening, a lady. Her name is Janet Madhenge. She is a Jamaican but ameoleka Kenya. So akaniambia, I would want that story to be heard somewhere. Nikamwambia, it's okay, I can give my story anywhere.
So in historia, the struggles you've had with mom.
Yes, and everything.
Yes.
So baadaye around April 2019 ndo alinicall kuniambia, do you remember what I told you? Nikamwambia, yes, I want you to share that story. Nikamuuliza where? Akaniambia Diani, Mombasa. Nikamwambia I can't really afford. Akaniambia, what if I told you everything is paid for? Nikamwambia it's okay. So hiyo time ananipigia ni asubuhi, akaniambia by saa mchana ni book basi juu natoka jioni. And that is how I went to Mombasa for a talk. What I didn't know is it was a conference for 700 delegates from all over the world. We umetoka ushago, hadi unafikiria utavaa nini, hadi I remember hata nguo nilichangiwa do ya kubai nguo ndo niende coast. So mi nikaenda, it was supposed to be a 3-day event. So I went the second day. So nili have kukaa the second day ndio ni give the next day
talk.
Yes. So nimegojewa, for me to get a room tulikuwa tunaka sun and sand, kulikuwa already kumejaa. So ali have kusema there is an international Rotaractor coming. So mi
international ni JOHNTE.
So vile nafika huko napata nimekwewa room yangu peke yangu, kila kitu wase wananiambia wenda international. So from grace to grace, even though mi usema,
yes.
When I got there it was just out of this world. So I had fun, but in the evening, that event we had a pool party. So we had pool games usiku. Tukicheza pool games, nimekaa kwa kona ya pool, mse akiflap mguu hivi, alinigonga hapo kwa joint. Nikaamka, nikaambia wase, I'm feeling pain. Vile amenigonga, I didn't expect it would hurt, but it was hurting. So naambia wase wengi wanaona tu ni kama jokes. Juu mguu haina anything, haifuri, but nasikia pain. Ule mse alinisaidia, aliendea ice cubes. Akanieka around kwa knee joint, ikacool, nikasikia iko sawa. Mi nikaenda kwa room, nikasema wacha niende kwa room, nilalelale, itakuwa sawa. Kuenda kwa room mguu ilianza kufura. Haiachi kufura all the way from here kuenda chini. So baadaye, what I understand, my friends came in. One is Melvis and Nancy. They came in, wako zile, JOHNTE alienda wapi? So wase kuuliza JOHNTE, wanaambiwa alienda room, alisema ni kama amegongwa, ni kama ameumia. So wakakam sasa kuniangalia. And they found mguu imefura. They told me hatuwezi kuwa hivi. So ni usiku tuko Malindi. What do you do? Tunatafuta Uber hazipatikani. Luckily ikapatikana around 2. Na nikapelekwa hosi. But kitu funny, I'm now giving the talk the next day.
And this is 2 a.m. ndio umepelekwa hospitali.
So wanaambia, doc, wacha nikuambie, mzee na give talk. Mi hatujui Kenya utamdunga. But the doctor, I remember, insisted, wacha tufanye scan, lakini hapa hatuna scan. So mtahave kuenda mkuje kesho. Wakamwambia hapana, huyo lazima apeane talk.
International delegate.
So wewe fanya kenye utafanya.
So tuko hosi saa 8. Kesho asubuhi unafaa kupeana talk. Mabeste wanaambia Doki.
Lazima apeane talk. Mimi aliniita tu na hapo ndani akanidunga tu shindano. I don't know what he injected.
Alidunga kwa mguu ama?
Tu kwa haga.
Okay.
And then it was that. I started walking and now I was okay.
So mukarudi na ukapeana talk?
Mi nikarudi kwa out kadoz, asubuhi nikaamka nikaanza nikiwa na energy mingi sana. I prepared myself, nikavaa nguo the best, tukaenda talk. Okay, the conference ilikuwa inafunguliwa na Hassan Joho. The next guest speaker after me was supposed to be Keraito Murungi. So hadi nilikuwa na tense. Juu nashanga how do you give a talk? Iko minimum of 15 minutes and that's it. Hii talk nilipeana for 9 minutes 59 seconds.
Sawa, tusimamie hapo kwanza about the talk. We will come back tueleze what you said. Ladies and gentlemen, that was JOHNTE. That is what we refer to him as here in Thika. We will take a short break and then we will come back and he will tell us the experience he had as an international delegate giving a talk. Remember, you are watching 3T TV, Thika's #1 online news channel. Please stay tuned for the next part.